In this video, I'm gonna show you how to scrape YouTube at scale without hitting the quota limit. The parser works on the principle of API key rotation, so the scale of parsing directly depends on the number of API keys you can generate. In any case, it doesn't matter how many accounts you have, 10 or 100. I strongly recommend doing everything correctly from the start, which means one account equals one anti-detect browser profile with unique fingerprints and a unique proxy. I'm demonstrating this using the Gologin anti-detect browser and the Floppydata proxy service. Let's go. I think 2 profiles will be enough for demonstration, so you get the idea. On a large scale, all of this can be easily automated via the API, but that's not what we're focusing on right now. First, we create the profiles and copy a unique proxy from the Floppydata service into each one. In fact, the profile creation process is very simple and intuitive. Even if you've never used the anti-detect browser with proxies before, you won't encounter any issues. You want a unique proxy from the Floppydata service into each one. Now we can begin preparing the data and configuring the parser. First, we'll need Google accounts. You can buy them or register them, whichever you prefer. I strongly recommend buying Google accounts in advance. Absolutely do not use your personal accounts. They will end up getting banned. We'll also need API keys for YouTube Data Studio and a service account. I'll show you where to get them now. First, we'll need to create a Google Cloud Console account and get everything ready. If you haven't had an account before and you've logged in with a Google account, you'll need to accept the terms first. After that, you'll be able to create projects. After signing up, create a new project. Give it any name you like and click Create. I'm gonna create 3 projects right away. Remember, 1 project equals 1 API key and a single quota of 10,000 requests. Next, we need to enable the YouTube Data API v3. Type YouTube into the search bar and click the suggestion that appears. Click Enable to activate the API. Now we need to create an API key. Click Credentials in the left-hand panel. Next, click Create Credentials at the top, and in the drop-down menu, click API Key. Copy the key and save it in a separate file. We'll need it later. Now on this same account, enable the Google Sheets API so that the parser can retrieve the keywords and write the results directly into Google Sheets. The procedure is the same. You need to enable the API. After that, create a service account in exactly the same way as you did for the API, but select Service Account instead of API. Give the account a name, assign it the owner role, and click Done. Next, in the Service Account section, an email address will appear. Click on it, then in the top menu, select Keys, click Add Keys, choose JSON, and click Create. The file will download to your computer. Remember where it was saved, as you'll need its data for further setup. We'll also create 1 API key for the YouTube Data API v3 in each of the 2 other projects I set up at the very beginning and save those keys in a file. We'll use them to access YouTube for parsing. Now, let's move directly to setting up the parser. We'll need a Google Sheets file. Create one and copy the ID string from the URL as shown in the video. Paste this ID into the .env file. Next, name the sheet in Google Sheets where the YouTube data will be parsed, matching what's specified in the .env file. Mine is result, but feel free to call it whatever you like. Now let's move on to the credentials.json file. Create a new file in the parser folder and name it credentials.json. At this stage, we need the file we created in the Google console, copy its contents, and paste them into our new file unchanged. Now, copy the email from the client email field and grant it editor access to your Google Sheets. Also, create a sheet named Keywords in your Google Sheets and add the keywords we'll use for parsing YouTube. I've already prepared a list of several hundred keys. Almost ready, just add our API keys to the .env file and you can start the parsing. Install the required dependencies and start the parsing. A 10,000 request quota doesn't mean you can process 10,000 keywords. Each extra column in the results file consumes part of your quota, so either increase the number of keywords or reduce the data you're collecting. I won't show the entire parsing process, I'll jump straight to the results. In our case, we used 3 API keys and the script stopped at the 261st key because the quota was exhausted. Let's take a look at the data the parser collected. Here you'll find the video description and title, the author's photo, and much more. Including the embed code for the video, here's the link, which works perfectly as you can see. Well, I think that's enough. For a bit of preparation, we've scraped YouTube like this. Enjoy.